Thank you so much, Anas, for joining this podcast, which I have set up to share different stories of people building in Dubai. That could be business owners, this could be people who are building a career or community. And as we both know each other since, I think, about a year almost,
Yes.
I just found also your story very, very inspiring. And that's why I wanted to have you on my podcast. So thank you for joining us today. And I would love to hear from you, what has been your journey, not only building like a business here in Dubai and scaling it, but also what has been your personal path, so that someone who is just getting started or who wants to move their business here to Dubai has some ideas, some entry points, and can learn from someone who has already been successful building here in the city. So that's the kind of whole frame for this episode. And I know we have talked about this a lot, about mindset, which we both are very much aligned. So we will have some gold nuggets in our conversation. But before that, maybe you just introduce yourself to those who haven't met you yet. How have you started your journey here in Dubai, and how has been, business going on for you?
Thank you very much. It's really a good opportunity for me to be here. It's an honor, and I like to do so many things in my life. I enjoy my life to the fullest, my work included. And my work was always my passion. I do things passionately. For the past 27 years, I'm working on interior contracting business, which normally people get confused with interior design. I'm not interior designer.
Okay.
I'm interior contractor. I build stuff. I turn illusion into reality with passion. So my intention is always to provide value for my clients. My journey has been a wonderful journey. I graduated as an architect from Syria. I took my MBA like 10 years later here in UAE, thankfully, for this great, beautiful country, whom I consider my second home. And since then, I've been here for the past 22 years, and I found this place addictive. It's addictive in a very positive way. It's very safe.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. It's very, I would say, nourishing. It provides countless opportunities, which I believe that it's a fertile soil for a successful business, if we can take care of it properly and if we tick all the points. I've been in all spectrums of the business. I've been an employee, I've been an employer, I've been a freelancer. So I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy it all.
Yeah. So what's your current role? How would you describe that?
My current role is, I would say, a high-profile executive in a reputable fit-out company. That's my latest, after that long journey.
Amazing. Yeah, you have a really long journey, and I think that this is especially inspiring. I mean, I'm kind of relatively new to Dubai since just about a year, and I'm happy our paths already crossed so early. Let's maybe move to the first topic, and this is something we are both very passionate about. And you also said the one thing to be successful in Dubai is coming, let's say, with the right mindset. So how would you describe that, and what would you maybe share with someone who is maybe just coming to Dubai? What is important to keep in mind to do successful business here?
To my understanding, a mindset is the essential part of our journey in life. The mindset, I have always I would say, the choice how to set up my mindset. I can set, I can be like, okay, life goes, I should go with the flow, or I choose to, start visualizing or start putting some sort of targets, small targets in my life, and visualize myself there. Other very important aspect of mindset is, I would say, I have to choose between two factors: the scarcity mindset, which is the victim mindset, or the abundance mindset, that is the creator mindset. So for me, I've always chosen the other one. I always choose to be creator. I choose to be in command of my life, I don't really feel comfortable in taking the victim role or the one who just receives things or just the one who goes with the flow. So making the perfect mindset is essential to the success of any business.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. And I mean, I can just agree. Like, my favorite book is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And the first rule is be proactive, right? Which is like, as you said, don't let just life happen to you and, be sad of that opportunities might not reach you. But how can you flip that coin and how can you actively look for opportunities?
Beautiful.
This type of mindset is also extremely important for building a good network in Dubai.
To be honest, I wasn't adopting that principle in my beginnings. I understood that since I'm good enough, then people will come to me, clients will come to me. I would say opportunities will come to me. It was some sort of, I would say, understanding that I'm doing this, and then whoever is interested, he will come. Actually, I found out later, and I've been advised that the more network I have, the higher the opportunity that I can, fetch out some business out of this. Like, for example, in my mobile contact list, I have like 2,000 numbers.
Wow.
Let's say that out of this 2,000 number, I know like 400 people out of this 2,000.
Okay.
Then I can communicate with them. Out of 400 people, I can easily fetch like 40 opportunities. Out of these 40 opportunities, there must be some solid 4 clients. So the more connections I have, the higher the ability, the higher the probability, the possibility of me getting more business and higher standard of business. It's not any business, because I'm specialized in a niche where only high class people normally found in, like the 5-star, the luxury fit out business. It's not the normal standards, economic, just go with the flow.
Yeah.
So that niche requires bigger network, which it can be like boiled down to handful of people who are really ready to spend money for that product.
Yeah, interesting. So, and then if we would think about making this like very practical for someone who's maybe moving to the city, how do you find those networking events for like those, more high profile people? Like, where would you start? Like, or where did you start it, building that network?
To be honest, it's a matter of luck sometimes. Mainly a matter of mindset. It's all started with being in a company who have also like high profile clients. So this company, they were having multiple projects. Some of them are mega projects and some of them are not big in size, but very high in value.
Okay.
When these I would say clients, they see the performance, they see the outcome, they see I would say the way of dealing, they see how people handle the business, they get interested.
Okay.
And then I got offers to be a partner in companies, and then I got offers to establish companies. I've established a couple of them. So these opportunities will always happen when we are in the right field and in the right place. And on top of all, when we perform in a way that is really attracts, the interest of people.
Yeah.
So my intention was always, it was and still, to provide value. When my intention is to provide value, I think of each and every project as my own project.
Yeah.
Because I do care about the feeling and about the comfort of my client. I want my client to feel home if I'm doing his home or her home.
Yes.
And I want him to feel comfortable when he's working or when she's working in an office. So I put myself on his or on her shoes.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, so if I would summarize, basically you're saying whatever you're doing, if you have a service business or product, like make sure that this product or service is at a high standard. And then basically customers will find you, those who are working with you early stages, and then they would also potentially refer you to of their friends or other business partners. Is that kind of
Exactly.
like how you build your network? Like not typically like going to a networking event and shaking hands, but more about showing your work and people kind of found you to your high quality work? Or do you still see there is a benefit of going to networking events?
Well, it depends on the type of business.
I mean, for your business specifically.
For my business, it's very difficult to find high-profile clients in networking events.
Okay.
Networking events have their own, standard. They have their own, with due respect.
Yeah.
So I don't criticize, I don't judge, but they have their own, I would say, limitations.
True.
For me, I do have to, look in a totally different place in order to get the category of client I want, or they will find me.
Yes.
So I have to be in the right place.
Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, because the one thing which I heard in the very beginning when I arrived in Dubai is like, go to all the networking events and then you will find the right people. But then I was also curious, like depending on which industry you're in, that might not be the best advice to go for. Because if you're building a service or a product, you might want to build that out, get your first clients. And then, there are also other ways of generating future business. And I think referral is probably one of the most even rewarding thing, right? If you're being referred by a friend or another business partner, that's actually pretty great. And that sounds like a very successful road to go on.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I would like to share a little secret of my
Yes, please.
profession.
Can we record?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
That's free gifts.
Okay, wonderful.
For our valuable audience. I tried to, establish companies with the same specialization, which is the fit-out contracting. But the client I've got, they were not that much into my expectations. So later on, in a later stage of my career, I found out that I can excel in leading big teams and running big-scale projects that are actually unreachable for me as an individual. So for me, the best parts of my career was where I fit into a team. Like now, where I am now is my dream job. I am a senior project manager in a very reputable company, running mega projects, like multi-million mega projects, like up to 100 million mega project.
Yeah.
And I'm running a team of about 300 people.
Wow.
Basically, I'm a leader. I have that, I would say DNA. So for me is to run like a 100,000 project or a million dirham project, I would say it's like degrading. It's degrading. It's like I can do it with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
I have higher capabilities of doing mega projects with a proper team.
That's amazing.
So, I would be flexible with our audience that it's not necessarily to set up our own business. The career, the job, the business you are doing might be part of a team,
Yes.
which is also awesome and very, very interesting. So in my role, I have to set off taking care of all this logistic part and procurement part and hiring and firing and wiring and all this stuff in order to focus on how to lead. How, for me, as a project manager, is to answer two questions. Did I hand over the project on time?
Yeah.
And did I hand over the project within the budget? These are the two questions I have to answer. But under me, 300 people, they are running to make things happen.
Yes. Coming back to specifically working in a city like Dubai, like there are, I think, over 200 nationalities. So I wonder, right, now also you talking about mega projects where a lot of people are involved. What are maybe some things to be aware of in a city like Dubai? Like, do you have any kind of, story, which like any hiccups which happened along the way when you worked with other, like nationalities than your own? Any kind of fun stories you can tell us, and what should people be aware of? Because I think we all come, or let's say I come originally from Germany, so there are certain things being done a certain way, versus I come to Dubai and there are like different nationalities. So I wonder, do you have any fun stories to say, and also how your mindset helped you to overcome maybe a funny or challenging situation?
Remember, I have so many stories, but one of them that I can recall now, we were doing a Dubai Metro project. The main contractor was Mitsubishi from Japan, and so many Japanese staff was there. Japanese culture is very strict, and they have so many ethics and rules. One of them was in the site office. When they walk in the site office, they had to take off their shoes.
In the office?
In the office, in the site office.
Interesting.
So the first time it happened with me, I just opened the door and I look and there is a rack full of shoes. And then I have to walk bare feet into the engineer office. Then I said, let's say, Kajima, why you are doing this? What's this? We are not used to this.
Yes.
Because it's site. It's full of dust and it's full of, people with tension. And I'm sorry, it might be like if I took off my shoes, it might smelly or something. So many things.
Yeah.
It's so inconvenient. But he insists. He said, well, Anas, my office, my rules. I'm used to work this way. And I would like all the people with me to work this way.
Yeah.
Unluckily, he was the main contractor,
Yeah.
so he has the higher hand. So I had no choice but to take off my shoes.
Okay. And you managed, and you asked for clarification. Yeah, that's good. You didn't just jump into conclusion or ignored it. But this is also, I think, the beautiful thing here in Dubai is because we are probably highly aware that there are different nationalities. And even if we wonder, we might just ask like, hey, what is this all about? And then we discover some beautiful cultural rituals, in the middle of Dubai, which we didn't see coming. Yeah, that is such a fun story.
Yeah, the countless interactions with beautiful people from different nationalities with their own cultures that I might, in my culture, find very weird.
Yeah.
But for them, it was absolutely normal. And it's like, it was like a gesture of something. Like, for example, I had a dinner with a Chinese woman. When she's full, when she feels full, she starts burping loudly. I said, I'm sorry, but is this a bit weird? She said, well, to us, this is a gesture of fullness. That's thank you for your invitation. I'm already full. And to the extent I'm burping.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. Yeah, so unexpected, but yeah, with the explanation that is actually giving it such a nice touch, and yeah, to be just generally open.
So basically, it's like making that noise is thank you.
Interesting. Yeah, depending on where you're coming from, you can interpret this in a different way.
True.
Nice. Yeah, I can imagine in your long history of working here in Dubai, you've probably encountered many more such stories. So we should definitely follow up on this over, coffee sometime.
Yeah.
Wonders, I also would love to talk about one other part, which I personally find very interesting. So let's say the Dubai government or the UAE government, they have a lot of, programs and also initiatives to actually support businesses to run, to scale, especially for startups. So I know we talked about this in the preparation where you said, there wasn't like a direct touch point for you and your business, but you told me another beautiful story and I think it's worth sharing. So originally I would ask, how did you plug into the ecosystem and, how did you maybe benefit from a Dubai government initiative? But you told me a different story and I would love you to share this. So how are you actually giving back to the community? Would you like to share this?
Okay, for me, as again, I came always from the spiritual background. To me, business is not money. To me, business is to provide value. Because basically, I don't want to go deep into this, But we all our relationship are boiled down to the emotion. All our experiences, the end result of it is a feeling. So if I'm feeling happy, if I'm feeling joyful, if I'm feeling content, then my experience is complete. That's my understanding. One of the tools to feel joyful and self-content is by giving and by giving back to this beautiful country. I thought, with all this experience I have, why I don't go into the education field, the higher education field, of course. So I just walked into one of the reputable universities here. It was Sharjah University. And I spoke to the dean directly. I told her, listen, I have that much experience, and I would like to share it with your students free of charge. Are you open to having a lecture?
Yeah.
And then I've noticed that her eyes went big, you know. She said, of course, because everything free is like, okay, most welcome.
Yeah.
So I know some marketing, so I used my marketing too. Then we set up the lecture, the dean and I would say the lecturers, and about 100 students in Sharjah University for in the faculty of interior design. I did the lecture, and then there was very positive feedback. And then since then, I'm doing regular. I'm not I would say full-time lecturer because I have my own business, but I am what you call visiting lecturer.
Yeah,
I go occasionally. I set up some lectures, and I present it. Of course, but that one is paid.
Okay.
It's no longer free.
Okay, good.
Because they have appreciated what I'm doing. And every time I go, they honor me with some sort of certificate and some appreciation. They are amazing people. Many thanks for Sharjah University for giving me this opportunity. And I would love to give more.
And I love how you're saying give something back to the next generation so that we can have more successful businesses in that space.
Yep.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing, Anas. So coming to, already kind of like wrap up questions. So we have a few of them. Is there any specific challenge coming to your mind which has shaped you, the way you're working or also thinking? Any additional story you would like to share with us?
It's a very good question. Thank you very much for this.
Anytime.
And I have multiple stories to tell about this. I cannot emphasize enough on the mindset. When I'm open to, I would say, new things, when I'm open to opportunities, the opportunities will show up. And to the vice versa, when I keep arguing and I keep complaining and I keep playing victim, it will always close in my face. One of the stories I can tell, and it was, very special to me. I received a phone call from an old friend, like out of the blue, and he was saying, "Hey, maybe we can have a drink together. What do you think?" Out of the blue, I didn't know, I didn't meet him or I didn't talk to him since long time, but we worked together previously, and he knows my history.
Okay.
Then I went to him and we met, we sat, we talked. And then he said, listen, I have one project that is not working well. And I want you to just have a look on it. But the client is very, I would say, demanding. The client is, I would say, on a panic mood. He's upset about the project. And he needs somebody to pick him up from this. Would you be interested? I said, well, let's try. I went and I met the client. And obviously, it was very short meeting. What the client told me is that, I've seen things in you that made me trust you. So yes, I will trust you in this project. So please do it for me. So it was very short meeting. But that client, he saw something He saw some sort of magic or energy or something.
Yeah. Okay, that's important too. I mean, we are working as humans together, right? Even though we talk
Yes.
about business, it's actually human interacting with each other.
That's the bottom line.
Yes.
Because my clients are also my friends. They became friends.
Yeah.
When I do good service for them, when I provide them with value, they became my friends.
Yeah. True.
And there's a word of mouth. That will never fade away.
Yes.
And it will happen again. Means this friend, he called me out of the blue. I don't even remember that he kept my number.
Yeah. One of the 2000 phone numbers in your phone.
There you go.
There you go. We have one question from my Instagram community. So I asked them, what is one of the questions I should ask my next guest? And there were a couple of them. And I actually thought this one is perfect for you, you know, and I thought about you coming up. So the question is, what is one of the weirdest advice you ever got, which actually worked out? So something where you thought like, you know, that's a strange advice, but then you tried it and it worked.
Well, it's a personal advice and it's like a business advice as well. Stop being the nice guy.
Okay.
How does it work? You know? I have to be nice for people in order to, you know, gain their trust, their interest, their money.
Yeah.
I have to be nice to them. Well, it turns out that being nice, in many cases, it will be taken for granted. Being nice means you can be like vulnerable. You can be, I would say, reachable too often. It can be that you are so easy to be convinced to provide a service or give a product with lower price. With lower price, it means not only money, with lower price in terms of energy, in terms of time. So being nice, I used to be that nice guy, you know, and I faced some issues.
Yeah.
Not being nice guy is not necessarily being rude
Or the bad guy. Yeah.
or being bad guy. Not being nice guy means go back to balance.
Yeah. And having boundaries in place. Yeah.
Beautiful. So boundaries and balance. I always choose to shift. I have like a switch between good guy and bad guy and someone in between.
Yes.
But I always have that control. I'm not driven by the urge or the need to satisfy others. Either they are my client, my partner, my superiors, my VIPs. I don't have to please them.
Yeah.
I have to provide value for them
Yeah.
in a convincing way and in comfortable way for me.
Yeah.
It's not on my account.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful said. Did you check? Is that the last question? I think it is.
I can give you one more,
I mean, I have.
like a bonus.
Oh, bonus question. I love that. Okay, before we come to your bonus question, we come to my bonus question. So, because Anas, we both met at a book club here in Dubai. So, I obviously have to ask you the question, what is one book you would recommend someone who's building in Dubai? And I know you read a lot, so it might be very tricky now to find the one best book. But what is the one book which comes to your mind, which, you know, maybe has a lot of this, what you're sharing with us today in terms of mindset also within it?
Beautiful. One of the beautiful books I've read, and I've read multiple times, is the Millionaire Mindset by T. Harv Eker. One of the very famous, I would say, business coaches in US, T. Harv Eker, Millionaire Mindset.
Oh, okay.
I've learned a lot from this, and to be honest, this book have sort of fixed my relationship with money, because previously we tend to have a negative feeling or negative thoughts about money. That you know, rich people are bad, rich people are evil,
Yeah.
money is dirty. You know, like
Depending on which culture you're growing up, yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this book actually have fixed so many things in my head.
Great.
So I would say that it's highly recommended,
Great.
and it's very focused. It's listed out in a very beautiful way. T. Harv Eker is amazing. I consider him one of my business coaches.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. So now should we go with your bonus question?
Please.
Yeah, what's your bonus question?
On my earlier days, there was an argument with the team in one of the projects, and my South African manager was looped in the emails we were sending. Like we were firing emails with each other. No, you did this. No, you did that. No. And then he emailed me back one word. Long emails will not give you any medals. Talk. Call and talk. And then what I did is I picked the phone and I talked to the guy we were arguing. And by talking, we found out that he has some sort of misunderstandings for my email language. Email language is a dry, is dead language. I understand the same email, different way you understand.
Yeah.
So it's a dead language, but we talk, we share emotions, we share, I would say, energy. We share the voice tone.
Yeah.
It's totally different experience. So I took that advice very, very seriously, and I thank him for this.
Yeah.
Because just picking the phone and calling, chapter close, finish. And the guy was basically, at the end of the call, the guy was thanking me.
Yeah.
And I said, thank you for reaching out. Yani we end up that vicious circle of emails with just a phone call.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing this. I worked in project management before. Of course, it is kind of an instrument which is important if you want to share a lot of maybe information with a wider group. But yeah, especially if there is like a potential conflict, then talking to each other is like the fastest way and also building that trust between people.
Yes.
That is such a beautiful story. Thank you for this bonus added story. I love it.
My pleasure.
Amazing. Thank you, Anas, for all the wisdom, all the insights. We could definitely talk for way more and more hours.
I'm available.
That's wonderful.
You can host me another time.
Yes, definitely. I would definitely invite you another time. And now maybe the question as we are wrapping up today, what is the best way of, reaching out to you? Where can people see more about you, your work, and what you're doing if they want to connect? What would be the best way?
My social media pages.
Okay.
Instagram, YouTube. I have a YouTube channel with 3,000 followers. I'm not into only business. I'm into so many things. So
amazing.
Who's interested, he might reach and he might have a look on my other interests.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Also LinkedIn as a businessman. My LinkedIn page is there.
Great, sounds good. So we'll put all the links in the captions. Thank you so much, Anas, for this amazing conversation.
You are so much welcome, and I would like to thank you for giving me these opportunities, and it's really I would say honor to me.
Thank you.
To be here with you.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Then we are done. The high five in the end. Amazing.